The pleasure is ours, Harald. Without further ado, I'm leaving this screen to you. Please go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Let's see. I have a presentation. Let's see if it's there. It is perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you to you, everyone from Harvard Business Review and from ATÖLYE for having us on this show. Today I will be talking with you about memberful design. Where we really look at how to redefine shared success and how to achieve things together. It aligns very much with community powered that we previously heard about, and I feel closely related to that. Let me give you a little insight on what memberful design means and how it can improve your work and your business and make you achieve things with lasting impact. So my background is as a founder of Momkai and the co-founder of other initiatives where I think we can give back to the creative community or where we can build a better informed society, for instance, with the correspondent. I will explain a little bit about that later in the presentation, give you a few examples of what memberful design means and how other fire starters, other founders and change makers have applied that in their business. Momkai is a digital design studio. I'm currently based in Amsterdam, talking to you from Amsterdam, and we're based in Amsterdam and Berlin. And we are really focused to create creative solutions for lasting connections. So anything that has a lasting impact and contributes to a planetary health. So in a way, a better informed society or a more healthy society or a more green society. And here you see a few team members that were with us now or that were with us before. Yeah, we are really focused on a community also in the studio that is very international and bringing different perspectives in. So my background is really as a digital designer. I worked for major brands, learned a lot about having these brands as clients to how to have an impact with your design and with and how to clearly communicate a story. And while working, for instance, with the Royal Dutch Football Association that has 1.2 million members, I noticed more and more that what we were really passionate about to create was something that really unites people. For instance, youth trainers, how they could better train their young players to become as good as Virgil van Dijk in the national team, and give them tools either digitally or physically to create those trainings, and that way create cohesion and give the youth perspective. For instance, we also had that with Red Bull Studios, Red Bull Global. We created a presentation or like a whole brand around the Red Bull Studios, 12 music studios around the world where young and upcoming artists and big name artists like Pharrell, they were allowed to work in those studios for free. And what Red Bull would ask back in advance was stories, share those stories online, share those stories on their own platform. And throughout this, I noticed that that's kind of interaction where people get informed, where they can connect with each other, where the community is powered in that sense. That was really most inspiring to me because I'm really passionate about design. Being from the Netherlands, I'm really passionate, of course, about Dutch design, bringing that across, and also creating the community for ourselves with Dutch digital design. There's a beautiful animation here, but I don't see it now working. So no worries on that. You just have to envision that there's a beautiful logo animating there. What I did notice about digital design, there was one thing everyone talks about, of course, it's the user experience. So what do you experience as a person interacting with software, with a digital tool, with your telephone? And to me, over time, I got really fed up with the word user. To me, that sounds like junkies getting people hooked on your product. And I think that really individual approach that puts people opposite of each other and really puts you into a sort of vortex that over time I felt more and more uncomfortable with that in digital design. And I think it's also, if you zoom out, something that we see, of course, in society as a whole, where the challenges become increasingly complex, and we have entrenched polarization because everyone is in their own bubble. We have billionaires that whatever social media platform they have, they change their mind overnight, and everyone just has to abide until rising sea levels. That also in my country is a very, very real problem. And I think none of us can solve these problems on our own. Don't worry, this is the most depressing slide I have in my deck. It will get better after this. And also good to know, these are not AI generated images. These are all visuals that were created by illustrators for our journalism platform. This one is from Ibrahim Rayatikat from India, that makes really beautiful illustrations. And I think that also is an example of how we can work together across borders in different countries and solve these problems. Because I believe that it takes communities coming together to get us where we have to go. So we have to work together. It's also in the nature of mankind. And it all comes down to, in a sense, what we call with Memberful, is that I believe that the power of the collective requires the commitment of the individual. If you are a member of your family, you contribute and also help to organize something. If you live in a neighborhood, you also take care of the street in front, or connecting with your neighbors. We have all these different groups where we are part of. And especially if you start something, if you start a business, if you start a movement, then we want to design in a way that it's clear what the power of the collective is and what you as an individual can commit to it. Because that collective commitment, that really creates a force of good. With Memberful design, we can find those creative solutions and build those lasting connections. Memberful is not a word that I came up with. We did a research project for over 4 years with the New York University. And Professor Jay Rosen was a big inspiration to my co-founders and me in the journalism platform that we created and that we designed with Momkai. Jay Rosen wrote an essay in 2006, The People, formerly known as The Audience, which was really about the challenges and opportunities of digital, where you could interact with each other. And with Memberful, we tried to find a word that, a news organization cannot be so ad focused, but really about community focused. And yet you are a member of this group and make it meaningful. So in a way, not quantify only by profit and growth, but also about what does it mean to a person. And this way we studied how to turn your strongest supporters into members with the Membership Puzzle project. And I think I can't say it better than Emily Goligoski, who we worked with for many years, who is really about how to frame what is a successful membership organization, that you are really empathetic and open to learning about people, what the members actually want. Because if you can connect those individual passions to a shared larger purpose, that's getting the ratio right between the person and the group. And I think that's where the beauty is. How is it meaningful for me as a person, but how is it also good for society as a whole, or for the group of people that I belong to, so that we are more equal to each other. So between members and movements, or between communities and brands. So this, you can use this frame and this way of thinking, this design philosophy, both in profit or non-profit, but really think about how to build something with lasting impact. Because lasting connections, if you can turn them into a steady revenue stream, that can really help fund ideas. So any idea that you have, or you are maybe that person that wants to start a new business, or you have a business and you want to scale up, a steady revenue stream or a base stream that can really help you grow support for costs and build a stronger organization. And that way you can build relationships that go beyond the transactional. It's really about building a movement that's designed for belonging from the get-go, from scratch. An example of this is a project that we did with integrity professors throughout Europe that came together and wanted to have a place, a platform, and real life conversations about what it means to think about integrity in your academic research. A very important topic. And we zoomed out, it had a very complex name, which you often have in science, and tried to find a way that we have clear communication, call it the embassy of good science, from the idea that an embassy is a sort of space within a space. It's a little bit of country in a different country. So it works by different rules. And this way we wanted to create an open space, a free space to talk about what is good science and give people the tools and the inspiration to start that conversations, either with the principal booklets or having real life events, and that way empower these professors and these students with through design with a clear way to communicate with each other. Because any obstacle to break through the noise and inspire action that is meaningful, and that way we can fuel the fire starters to spark ideas into life. Another example is, for instance, the Netherlands is famous for its bikes. We do a lot on bikes, and we hope that more people around the world do that. Stop the car and take a bike, or take this electrical bike. Van Moof are two brothers from the Netherlands that started a bike company, bike building company, and they have a really bold mission to get the next 1 billion bumps on bikes. So we worked with them when they had to make the transition from selling anywhere to having their own stores and having a digital presence that's really focused and where they can sell their products. Or, for instance, what you see in the bottom, when they moved into a new market with a smaller bike with the Japanese market. These are kind of projects that, yes, it's a for-profit company that is very important also in, to contribute to a healthier society and getting more people to experience what many people in our small little country experience, how healthy it is to ride a bike and how fun. So let us bring people together and really transform those systems and create meaningful change. All the way from here to Tokyo. This is a journalism platform in Japan where a lot of journalism is really controlled by big corporations that have way too much influence in the newspapers. And this, inspired from the correspondent, is a journalism platform that is really focused on members and getting interaction with society. And it also gave us a great interaction with the Japanese people behind it, including illustrator Sho Fujita, who's made these beautiful characters. So together we can really redefine that shared success, and not only that, of course, really achieve it. And that's three things that are important for that to achieve it. It's the power of commitment, it's the art of creative leadership, and the value of lasting connections. So power, art, and value. Let me give you an example of the power of commitment. So I'm the co-founder of The Correspondent. There's a beautiful illustration here, but I won't bore you with it. You see the logo now really small in the bottom, but it's a journalism platform where we want to go beyond the news and really bring unbreaking news. So redefine how news is being made, and how it's being paid for. Because a lot of news leaves us cynical, divided, and less informed. So together we can have a different conversation. This was crowdfunded many years ago. A world record in journalism crowdfunding. It has no ads. We wrote the principles first and then started designing. 10 years later, in a few months, we celebrated its 10 years anniversary. And yeah, we were so grateful to see how it can reach people also around the world, how it gets picked up. And we found a way to create a steady revenue stream and also create a different way of working by publishing these stories online, bundling it at some point, and really creating books. And the books, because we have members on the platform, they support it before the book is out. When the book comes out, it's already sold many, many copies. And that way it gets into the bestseller list. This works for every book now. and they all become bestsellers. The one you see here, you also see it behind me, now sold 1.5 million copies around the world. And it's a really beautiful book about the kindness of humans. And from journalism, you don't get rich, but this way we can really fund that journalism with fresh new work. The art of creative leadership, we were exploring our podcast, did that first in Dutch, and moved into English with Memberful Design. And if you are really interested in that, please tune in to Memberful Design on Spotify and any other platform. For instance, at the bottom left, really inspirational leader, Priscilla John Makiniwa, she's the global CTO of Greenpeace, really talks about how to make a difference, how to work with it, with the community, and to make tech more inclusive so that everyone around the world can work with it and has the benefits of fast internet and fast connections with people around the world, because that's truly what can power a community. I see one minute in my screen, so I can imagine maybe it's good to wrap it up here to give you the chance to find the show on Spotify, on the Apple Podcast, and listen to all these other creative leaders that inspire us. And this is our gift back to the creative community. We do this out of love for design and out of love for inspiring people that build different initiatives that have lasting impact. Thank you.